pretty one. Wow.
Yep. Might want to talon down here, James. Just because when there's 2, there's 20. I don't think he's too big. Lee's got one out there playing too.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
He acted small to start. He's waking up to be a pretty decent fish though. Pretty tiger stripes on her.
There you go.
Beautiful. All right, coming to you.
Yeah. Let's see what you got here. Oh, come here, buddy. Whoa, there you go.
Perfect.
So leave it
Thank you.
tucked away right there.
Beautiful.
Wow, what a pretty fish.
That's a good way to start.
You know, I've actually had the good fortune to come out and fish with these guys at Sportfish Michigan for a number of years. And I've never been on the fall smallmouth adventure, which should be an interesting couple of days out here.
We're gonna have a good time. Let's, a lot of fish like this time of year. We'll go ahead and send her home and we'll get some more going.
I like that.
Pretty. See you, girl. I wouldn't even hesitate, James, to put that motor at like 1, 1.5 and just creep along super slow. Yeah. And we'll target hunt them, but we can do it as we're fishing structure, we're fishing logs, around logs right now. And we'll just creep around it ever so slow. And whenever we get around them, take advantage of it and put a couple casts in them, hit them. Yeah. Because they're not gonna stay still after we pull a couple on days like today. They're gonna keep wanting to move and not be harassed by us. That's a real eat though.
There you go, better one there.
Just hyper slow. We've got dead calm conditions today. And when it's still out and really calm, a lot of times you want to do exactly like what the day's like. Go really slow, take it easy, make it simple. There you go, James.
Yeah. I got me one. Boy, it's a gorgeous day out on the water, I do know that. Look at that guy there. He's a pretty one. Come here, buddy. I think the big ones are gonna bite in the afternoon like smallmouths always do. The big ones bite in the afternoon a lot, especially in cooler, colder water conditions. It's sort of strange the way I had him hooked in the bottom of the jaw. Look at the color of that guy there. Beautiful animal.
Ooh, James, hang on, I got one for you.
Oh, yeah?
Little party over there fired up.
Nice. Now you're talking.
Go ahead and get yourself another one in there.
I was thinking about trying to take the suit off. I'm so warm, I'm almost about ready for it. Little beauty, little fat football.
Wow, holy smokes. Woo, never let me down when I need a monster.
That thing is so fat.
I think I'm gonna need a still shot for social media with that. Give me a still shot.
This morning it was a little brisk. What was the air temperature this morning? It was 35 degrees.
Gosh, it was brisk this morning. It was typical Michigan weather. You go from insulation galore to, wanting to put on a sun hat and some sun shirts. He's all cranked up. Not the prettiest landing, but good looking fish. Hooked in the top of the mouth. Pretty. All right, see you, girl. Yeah, James, so we're on a pretty decent bite here. They're starting to fire up a little bit, and it's slit calm, so they're making us work a little bit. And Captain Ben's out on a different lake just across from us a little ways here, and he's on a pretty good bite actually for walleye. So we'll go ahead and check in with him and see how his afternoon walleye bite's going.
We are out here on an inlet lake, and I'm deploying the jigging rat for walleyes, and the fall bite is definitely on. Woohoo! I absolutely love a jigging rat bite. This thing is such a hot technique. The wind picked up a little bit for us, which is actually good. That helps the bite quite a bit. Look at that! I know it's dead calm this morning for you guys, and it's great that you're on such a hot smallmouth bite and we're on a good walleye bite. Northern Michigan and all across the state, there's so much to fish for right now. The fall fishing is absolutely going for a huge variety of species. We've got ciscos, whitefish, walleyes. We've got smallmouth bass going, muskies are going. Gosh, get out, go fishing. It's a hard time to beat. But let's check in with Captain Chad and see what he's doing.
Hey, thanks, Ben. Looks like you're on an awesome bite yourself. It looks like you guys are really smacking the walleyes. I'm on the river today, just a little south of you guys, enjoying the fall color here and crushing some big steelhead. We're gonna let this guy go and we're gonna get out tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing an inland lake trip for perch, so it's a fantastic time of the year. You guys have a good one.
I know the one thing that you guys definitely have here, you got a good depth and breadth of different fishing. I've never been on the walleye routine. I know one thing, I got to come out for either the Saginaw Bay or some of the inland lake bites that you guys get on throughout the year out here. I know you got some good ones in some different places, as well as the rest of the different species. You got muskies, big smallmouths, the salmon, the trout. I mean, it's a really sort of a real mixture of different fishing opportunities. It really is. It's probably one of the more diverse places in the country to fish.
Yes! Yes! Leave it, keep rolling.
No, James, we're so fortunate up here with so many different species. Depending on the time of year, we're able to do what makes the most sense, and we're able to go after kind of what you guys, my clients would like to go after, as long as it makes sense for that time of year. Early in the spring, we've got, anything from perch to walleye to smallmouth to largemouth on inland lakes and the Great Lakes. And then we've got an amazing cisco fishery early in the spring. We've got shallow lake trout casting like you did a few years ago with Captain Chad. And then we get summer and you've got lake trout and salmon galore, and you get back closer to the fall and you're back to just an awesome inland fishing opportunity again. You've got largemouth and smallmouth and pike and walleye, and we've got some great perch fishing up here. So just depending on what things are setting up for and what's going best, there's always something going better than the other options. We can go out and we can get around whatever you want to tighten up a line on, we can usually do it. So we're spoiled, options galore, and just really, really fortunate to have such great fishing all within really a 45-hour-minute area.
Ron and I were talking about, when's the best time for the biggest fish of the year. And fall is obviously a really good one, and he really likes early season. But on both sides of those windows, you have the weather factor that really can determine how many fish you catch and where you're catching them. A lot of times that throughout this time frame, whether it be spring or fall, the fish can be shallow or deep. They move around, they're moving around a lot at both of those time frames.
No, both our seasons are peak smallmouth seasons. Spring and fall, James. It's unique because they both offer great opportunities, but they're a little bit different. Spring things I like to say are kind of simple.
Got it.
They want to be warm and they want to eat. So you're looking for warm water and you're trying to give them something to eat. Sounds really simple. Is a little simpler than the fall. The fall, they can eat everywhere. They've got bait up shallow, they've got bait out deep, and they can eat wherever depth range and whatever part of the lake they want to be. So it makes them a little broader to find until you get the systems and the weather patterns, like you were saying, that pulls them together. So those weather patterns are key, and that's why so many of my groups over the years, especially my longtime repeats, now I'm so fortunate to have so many great repeats through Sportfish Michigan that are great groups, whether it's myself or Chad or Captain Ben. And they know, because they've seen it, that they need to give themselves a chance for things to go right. We can try as guides as hard as we can to make them bite. I still haven't found a way to make them bite, but to give yourself the best odds, you need a couple of days. If you have a slick, calm day, you're gonna have an inherently tougher bite. Where if you get a nice breeze, kind of like we've picked up now this afternoon, and we're gonna have some great winds looking forward later into this week, where those fish are gonna be happy. They're gonna wanna eat, they're gonna be a little more willing to play, and they're not gonna take the coaxing. Where if you just hope for a day, you could hit it perfect, or it could be kind of tough. So time of year is huge, and giving yourself an opportunity is huge. Spring and fall are by far the best times of year to get out here and chase some trophy smallmouth. Pretty friendly looking.
Yeah. Whoa. There you go. You can take them.
See if I can't get his buddy here.
Yeah, there was a couple of them there. I missed them. Gosh. Wow. Isn't it? I mean, that's really hard to beat smallmouth bass fishing. Have you ever noticed that? Big smallmouths? But I mean, they're really tough customers. I mean, they really are. Wow. Such beautiful fish.
Got quite an attitude.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Come here, buddy. Look at, he's got perched right in his nose. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come on. Oh, gosh. Come here. Okay. Come on. Hey, there you go. Beautiful fish. Look at that thing. Gorgeous bars on that guy. Oh, there we go. See, he's really pretty. I know. I really like the bars on him. You know, so many of them have different looks to them. Boy, he's cool looking. Okay, we'll get her back. All right. Oh, there we go. You know, if I had to identify one of the key rods for the day, it's this rod here. We've been catching probably more fish than anything on swim baits today. But this rod here is one of my favorites for swim bait fishing. And this is a Legend Tournament Bass St. Croix, 7'10", medium power, moderate fast action. Now this rod is a long, 7'10" length, so you can cast the bait a long distance, which is really key for a lot of swim baiting situations. The other thing is I have a 4,000 Daiwa ballistic reel. This large spool reel, I really like that bigger body, so it helps you make those really traject the bait a long distance away from the boat. A lot of times you're fishing up here, as Ron was saying, these fish can be pretty spooky. A lot of times you're fishing relatively clear water, and a lot of times you want to get this bait out away from the boat. You know, it's sort of interesting, we were fishing with some lighter heads because we were fishing relatively shallow water, and Ron actually, what he did is he decided to put on a little bit of a heavier bait. And put, what did you put on, a 5/16?
Yeah, we bumped up to a 5/16.
5/16 ounce weight. And what that enables you to do is actually make this bait react a little bit faster. And it's sort of interesting after we put that faster moving on bait and how many more fish we caught. And then I just have a big bite. This happens to be a stealth swimmer. Really nice lure. Caught a lot of fish on since this bait came out. It's unbelievable how this hybrid swim bait hook holds that bait on there. It's got that screw lock on there, so you screw the bait on there, and once it's on there, Bubba, I can guarantee you can catch a bunch of them on one bait. It's sort of amazing, because they're sort of expensive little runs.
Look at that buddy on him.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, he wants that thing.
What?
You see if I can't get him back up here for you, James.
I don't want to mess yours up.
Oh no, you're good. That was again going a little quicker.
The speed, huh?
A little bit of speed on him.
Wow, that's cool.
He turned on it and hit it like he wasn't thinking about it. Like he knew exactly all the bait coming up there too. Right here. Little shiners.
Oh, wow.
Little shiners, he's spitting up like crazy. Come here, buddy. Good looking fish. Get a hand in him.
Wow.
Right in the corner, perfect.
Wow.
Get that line off him.
I mean, he's been eating a lot of them.
Awesome. That's why they're munching swim baits, little 2.5 and 3.5 inch swim baits. So these fish have no lack of food up here. They've got debatably probably some of the best options of food around throughout the country. They've got anywhere from, living on the bottom, they can eat crayfish, as many as they want in both the inland lakes and the bays. In a lot of the inland lakes and in the bays, they've got gobies to munch on. Those things are awesome. They love those. We've got perch, we've got smelt, we've got alewife, we've got, your typical small glass or sand minnows. And there's just options galore. I mean, these fish have no lack of food, and whether you're on an inland lake or in the bay, the Great Lakes during the fall, you can see the schools of bait everywhere. So it's no wonder we produce such incredibly big and healthy and just overall stout fish, especially in the fall. They're feeding up because winter's coming, and we're right there almost to it now.
I get a chance to fish all over North America for all different species of fish, and the real key to catching fish consistently is simply finding them. In today's day and age, we have such fabulous electronics when it comes from the mapping, 2D sonar, side imagery, 360, and even today with forward-facing sonar, and we use it in so many different ways throughout the course of a day on the water. Realistically, you start off with a map to initially go find where areas are. Once we get into an area that's prospectively right, and then we'll use some of the alternate imagery, the side imaging, as well as 360 or forward-facing sonar to find them on these given spots. Do you have bait fish there? But it's the biggest thing is, no question about it, to be consistent at catching fish is fine-tuning the use of the electronics in your boat. No question about that. Oh, there you go.
Way to find them, James. I'm gonna go right up by you. You don't need fish finders when you're fishing with James.
No.
He'll find them for you.
I got you in the boat. You're the fish finder. My Michigan fish finder. There you go.
You got some shoulders? Or?
Yeah.
It's kind of like earlier when I was mentioning, Jim, you know, how I have my graph set up on my guide boat and how I like to utilize it. It's very similar to how I've set things up now when I'm in the back trying to fish behind you. I've got my Mega Live on my left screen or right screen, doesn't matter, and then my other screen with 360. And really the settings on it, you've got to fine tune a little bit to make things function at the highest level. So for my Mega 360, if I zoom in on it here, that's a fish sitting right on that image. You keep zooming in on it, right there. That's a fish camped right there on the back side of that structure. And so with that, you know, once we get on a spot like we are now here, you can see some fish on live out front, but that's looking where we're at on spot lock. Where this 360 still, I can see around us all the way off the back right corner, the back left. So for like fishing here today, we're on spot lock now, casting at things we see on 360, but with my guide trips, I can stay out of the way and stay off the front deck, but still be able to help kind of instruct and coach cast and okay, let's shoot out at 2 o'clock or let's shoot out over at 10. Or turn around and fire behind you. We got fish on this back corner. This is such a valuable tool still, even with, you know, how crazy live is and all you can learn from it. Being able to see structure and fish on 360 is still such a big part of everything I do targeting smallmouth. And we've seen it again here today too. I get down here and help you out.
You want to grab that little rascal that's a little bit
tall. Come here. Come here. The old calming belly grab.
There we go. Nice.
Beautiful.
I think you started. No, that's cool. I mean, it's been a sort of a fun day today. We learned a lot. Actually, we've sort of fine-tuned our little swim bait action with the heavier head.
Yeah.
It really it just seemed like it made a big difference in good numbers of fish.
Time on the water is everything. We're able to spend all day on the water, kind of see what they're looking for, see what they're doing, and through some adjustments.
Yeah, we caught them on a lot of, the cool thing is we caught them on a lot of different baits. You know what I mean? Caught them everything, started off with this morning with a couple of big topper fish, and then a couple on jerk baits, a couple on tubes, a couple on drop shots. He'd catch them on everything. A
little bit of everything this time of year. You just got to make sure you're around them, and that's what we did today. Stayed around them.
I just read an interesting article about music in a Decision magazine. This is a Billy Graham publication. Let me read it to you, a snippet of it. Recent studies have shown the power of music over us is not purely psychological, but it's also physiological. Singing along with others to beloved songs cause the brain to secrete a chemical, oxytocin, which is a natural occurring hormone, creating a warm sensation of bonding, unity, and security, making us feel all cuddly toward our children and others we love. It also infuses us with feelings of spiritual awe and can alleviate chronic pain, disability, and can be used as treatment for autism and stabilization of Alzheimer's symptoms that have been recently talked about in our magazine. But we all know music. We all have favorite music, favorite types of music. Music is an incredibly powerful thing. Pretty much every church everywhere opens their service with some form of what is called praise and worship. Yeah, and there's music at all kind of different levels. And music touches people's lives. Much of it is so good, it's so uplifting, it's entertaining. You get a lot out of it. And there's some of it, at least in my opinion, this is my opinion, and everybody can share an opinion. Some of it, I guess it comes under the heading of music, but when you listen to the words and seeing the spirit behind it, I don't know how anybody can enjoy it, but that's just me, my opinion. But it doesn't change the fact that music impacts people's lives in so many ways. Most people in a positive way. It is uplifting, reassuring, gives you peace, comfort, joy. There's a spiritual element that is so incredibly powerful in music. That's why churches all over the country have music ministries. Music, love it. Everybody has their own favorite kind of music. Mine, by the way, happens to be a lot of it is country western. You probably found that interesting. The other part of it is jazz. That's just me. Hey, I just wanted to share that with you. Music is here. In our television shows, we have music tracks that can take a show from what I would say being an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, and the music track will take it to a 10. It's that subtle. Many of you don't even know that that music track is there. That's how it works. Your spirit is hearing this thing in many cases, and you don't even know what's going into you. Hey, just something to think about today. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good fishing season. We'll see you on the water.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride. This segment is brought to you by Wavy Label Eyewear. Backed by a lifetime warranty, we see what others don't.
We are loaded for bear. We got
pikes. There's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet. They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish.
See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drags.
We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike stuff.
This boat is rigged up about as nice.
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
Incredible 11-year warranty.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Rap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
Lund was there from the very beginning.
You want to be able to see in the water. The adventure begins.